Good day, my friends. Welcome back to another music lesson with Uncle Joe. Trust that you've been good, you've been well, and you've been enjoying the lessons. More so, you have been making progress and you've been consistent. Yes, today we're going to look at scale construction again. Last week we did look at that. We're going to spend a little more time on that and then we're going to look at something else. All right, remember to share your comments and to let me know how you're doing. Yes, my aim is to get you up and running with your music, not just theory with practical. When you learn the theory, you're able to do practical. Any instrument you can learn on your own. Yes, so let's get started today. Scale construction. We did say last week that the scale has a specific pattern. Scale has a specific pattern of tones and semitones. And we said that pattern is tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, meaning between the first and second notes, third and fourth notes, etc. 5, 6, 7, and 8. So between 1 and 2, tone, 2 and 3, tone, 3 and 4, semitone, 4 and 5, tone, 5 and 6, tone, 6 and 7, tone, and 7 and 8, semitone. That's what we mean. All right, so as usual, we use the keyboard to tell us the tones and the semitones. Yes, keyboard will tell us where the tones are. This is our guide. Right. Hope you have a diagram of a keyboard somewhere. You can refer to it when you're ready. Black keys. The letters C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and you continue, repeat the same letters. Alright, E and F, no black keys. Two black keys in a group, and then you have 3. That's how they occur in 2s and 3s. We have another 2 here. Right. Okay. So these are our blacks, and these are the others are the whites. Hope your keyboard looks much better than mine. Good. So which scale are we doing? Last week we did F major. This week we'll do G major. So first thing, we write the letters down in alphabetical order. We said the scale progresses in alphabetical order, starting and ending on the same letter name. Not same note, same letter name. Letter name and sound. Letter name is different to same note. Same letter name is different to same note. Alright, so alphabetical order will be G. I'll be doing G major, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Total of 8 notes, 8 pitches. Good. So first and second note, you must have a tone. G and A, where G is? G, semitone, tone. That's correct. So we don't make any adjustments. We're making adjustments now if needs be. If we have to put in a sharp or a flat, that's what we're doing, so that we follow this pattern. Second and third. Second and third must be a tone. A and B are the notes involved. A, B, yes. Semitone, tone. So that's correct. Third and fourth must be a semitone. The notes are B and C. B, C, semitone, very next note. See, there's no black key here. Natural semitone, remember? So we don't have to do anything. Fourth and fifth, we must have a tone. And those notes are C and D. C here, D. Tone, tone. Semitone, tone. So we have a tone there. No adjustment. 5 and 6. As for a tone, notes are D and E, D and E. Semitone, tone. Nothing. 6 and 7. Ask for a tone. 6 and 7 ask for a tone. Note 6, E and F. E, F. Do we have a tone? No, because this is a natural semitone. So, very next note, semitone. So, what do we do? So, we have a semitone, but we want a tone. Or, we have a half of something, but we want a whole of something. What do we do? Do we add or do we subtract? We add. If you have a half and you want a whole, then you have to add. So we have to lengthen that space, that interval, we have to lengthen it, widen it so we can get a tone. We only have a semitone. So we use an accidental. Which accidental increases the space? Which accidental goes up by a semitone? A sharp, right? The name speaks for itself. Sharp raises the note by a semitone. So 5 and 6, D and E. If we're going to widen the space, then we have to add the sharp here. We cannot add the sharp to D because then we would be, okay, the notes are here. E and F. My bad, my fault. E and F. Right? We want a tone, we have a semitone. Then we have to lengthen here. We have to put the length, add the space here. If you add it here, then we're only making the interval less. Got it? Good. So we always adjust the second note. Right? Of the two we're dealing with, we adjust the second one. So we add the sharp to F. So E here is semitone, we're going here. So it will be semitone, tone. So we're going here, F sharp. Okay? So we have a tone now between this 6th and 7th notes, which are E and F sharp. We have a tone. Then the 7th and the 8th note is asking for a semitone. So we have F sharp now, which is here. My bad. F sharp is here. Sorry. Sharp is there. And G is the next note. Do we have a semitone? Yes. Semitone from F sharp to the very next note. So there we have it. G major scale. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. G major scale, we have it right there. So that's that. That's it. What I'm going to do now, right, that is a G major scale. Let me just write it. G major scale. That's it. Good. I'm going to do one last thing before I end the lesson. I'm going to, this just by the way, but I know it's going to be helpful for somebody. Somebody asked me a question about it, so we'll do that. So we'll look at chords. We look at chords. What are chords? I'm talking about chords as it relates to music. Chords. Now, I'm going to tell you, chords are 2 or more notes played at the same time. 2 or more notes that are sounded at the same time are chords. And of course, they must be harmonious. Yeah? Chords must be harmonious. So you don't just choose any 2 notes and just play them. They must sound like, yes, this is something I want to hear, pleasing to the ear. Right, so how do we find chords? Remember in one of my previous lessons, I said if someone wants to compose a piece of music, right? Score a piece of music, they choose a scale because all the music come from a scale. You have to use scale. Scale is your tool, is your main ingredient, right? So I want to write a song. What key am I going to write it in? Depending on who's singing it, I think of a scale, right? So everything else comes from scale. Chords come from scales, all right? So how do we know which chords to use? How do we make chords? Right now, chords are basically from a scale. You choose the first, the third, and the fifth notes. First, third, and fifth notes, and that's a chord. Right? That is a chord right there. Let me make some space. And because we chose the first, third, and fifth notes of the G major scale, that is called the G chord, G major chord. All right? So I'm going to write it here, B and D. The B and the D, I put it there. So you have, we call this chord G chord. And it's a major chord, or the one chord. See? The one chord. I must let you know before I go on that chords are built on every note of a scale. So in essence, you have what? We'll say 7 chords because when you build this one, you'll get the same letters. So it's just at the higher pitch. So you have at least 7 chords in a scale because you can build chords on each note of the scale. So you have 1 chord, 2 chord, 3 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord, 6 chord, 7 chord, and 8th chord of the G of any scale, Right. So you have the 1 chord, a G major chord. Now all the major chords, there are different kinds of chords, right? You have major and minor chords and some other chords. Remember, this is just by the way to give you a little something more for those who might be a little above and want some advice on this, right? The major chords of any scale are built or found on the first, fourth, and fifth notes of the scale, right? Those are the major chords. All the other chords would not be major chords. They'll be minor chords and some other names, I said, diminished, etc. Right, so we were going to build the 4 chord. We're going to build the 4 chord, and as was said, we build the chords in a skip-like manner. We choose the notes, we skip a note and use the next note. So we want to build this chord, which will be the C chord, because C is at the bottom of it, C is at the root. So the next note will be E, skip D and go to E, then we skip F and go to G. So that's the G chord, or the 4 chord of G major scale, right? And D, the other chord. The next note would be F sharp, because we skip E, and F sharp, we skip G and go to, after G, E. Alright? See it there? Right, so there you have the 3 major chords of the G major scale, the G chord, the C chord, and the D chord. Alright? Those are the major chords, and that's how you find the major chords of any scale. And that's what makes music so easy, because you just do everything the same thing in every scale. You learn something in one scale, you do the same thing in all the other scales, and it's just as easy as that. So those are the major chords. Only major chords we look at today. As I said, this is off of the grade 1. It's not the grade 1 syllabus, but somebody asked me something and I said I'm going to do it. All right, so we have these chords here, right? And when we said chords are 2 or more notes, so obviously we're doing 3-note chord, not 4 notes or 2 notes, 3-note chord, right? And you play all these notes one time. So on the keyboard you will play G, B, and D together, and that will give you G chord. Then you play C, E, and G together. That gives you C chord. Then you play D, F sharp, and A together, and that gives you D chord, D major chord. Alright, we'll do some more chords later on. This is just by the way. I urge you to take good care of yourself, be good. Until I see you again, this is Uncle Joe saying bye.